welcome back to the SCU and Saki show. I am Saki, your one and only Mew. Joined to me today is the squid himself.
Dum diddy dum dum.
No! And it is true, you've heard the rumors, the old man is back.
Woo! The old man is back. Wait, what? That's right, SCU is back, baby. And he is pumped. And he is pissed. But let's get to the first topic before we get to why I'm pissed.
Well, beginning with that, we are presented by the W2M network. Thank you guys again for allowing us to be part of your network. And before actually stay tuned for the show later on, because I'm going to actually have a therapy session. We have Dr. Squid in the house to help me with that, because I have a lot to say to SCU. But before we begin, I actually want to take a step back. By the way, you guys can all see me, so congrats on that wonderful thing. I want to start off with a very difficult topic. In the recent past days, we had a shooting in Orlando here in Florida, where about, I believe, 50 people were killed, including the gunman himself, and I believe 46 more were injured. It was during a nightclub. It was at a nightclub for homosexuals. It was a gay nightclub. However, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to remember the victims, but I also want to give out this certain message. And for those of you who have followed me on Twitter, you guys are pretty much going to hear the same thing. This tragedy that happened, number one, we should remember that this is still a tragedy. This tragedy shouldn't be treated as the worst of all worst tragedies. Rather, it should be one of the tragedies counted upon the many piles of tragedies we've been receiving here in the Americas this past century, practically. This should serve as a reminder that hate doesn't get us anywhere. We are facing a foe that is something that we've never battled for, nor the concept has never been dealt with before in the recent history, or rather the history of the entire United States and in the entire world, for that matter. We're facing with an enemy that is hidden behind darkness. And honestly, the only way that we can defeat that enemy is if we love each other. Now, I don't want to say that we shouldn't be scared, because, I mean, we are scared. But we shouldn't let that turn that fear into hate. Because the minute we do, that's when they win. When they win, we've lost everything. And that's because we've let our hate consume ourselves, corrupt ourselves, to turn against each other, brother, sister, father, family. Hate has led us to turn on each other. We've seen it happen before. Now, I'm not here to say that we should be repeating mistakes or we should be looking out for others, or rather, I'm not saying that we should forget that we have a threat and love each other blindly. I am saying, though, that we should learn about each other. That neighbor next to you, that friend next to you, that sister, that brother next to you, you should learn about them. Whether they're Islamic, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Jewish, whether they're Christian, whether they're Catholic, whether they're anything, you have to learn about them. So with that being said, I do want to remember those victims and remind everyone that we should love each other, learn from each other, and fight together, not separate. Lincoln once said that a house divided cannot stand. That same concept applies to the world we have before us. A whole world against each other, separate from each other, just because of an enemy that is hidden behind darkness, will destroy everybody and create an entirely chaotic world. So stand together and do not divide. That's how we're going to defeat this enemy, if we stand together and love each other. Any words from you two?
I have a few. Over the past few days, even in the leading up to this terrible tragedy and then waking up to it since then, I've heard a lot. There's been hatred, there's been bigotry, there's been all sorts of rhetoric, be it through random people behind keyboards or through names and faces that we see on our TV screens. As someone who has dealt with a lot of tragedy, seeing this over and over, and who has friends who lost friends in Orlando that night, I too just want to tell people, let us all stop, let us all calm down, and let us think. There are so many things that need to change. We need to get together if we're going to change them. Things like this don't usually happen overnight. They don't start overnight. Unfortunately, they're not going to end overnight. But if you look at someone, be it they look different, they act different, they're still human. We are all one race. Some of us love different people, some of us believe different things, but that is what makes us human. The fact that we can decide for ourselves and find ourselves in that nature. So do not look upon this tragedy and be sucked in by whatever you hear, everything that's just anti. Just be pro-human. We can love one another. We can get through this. We can work together and act and create a better world despite this going on. So, take time, remember and mourn these victims. Note this tragedy, as we have unfortunately had to note many others through recent years. But also celebrate, because there were beautiful lives taken in a tragic manner, but there's still energy. That energy is there. And the skies, they'll have a bit more color to them, but when you look up, know what happened. And wake up that morning with your families, with your friends, with your neighbors, and work together. Through working together and through making that change, that's how we will remember them the most.
Steven?
I just have one question about this whole thing. And this isn't just about the Orlando thing. It's also the Sandy Hook situation, pardon me. The San Bernardino situation. The Virginia Tech shooting. I believe there was a shooting in Northern Illinois a few years back. The Columbine shooting. One question. And that question is why? Why does anybody have to hurt anybody? The worst part is people are getting killed. The worst part of people being killed, they're being killed for no reason. Those 50 people at Pulse Orlando, there was no reason for them to die. No reason for the gunman to kill them. All 50 of those people had something to live for. And they had that taken away from them. All 27 victims at Sandy Hook, they had something to live for. Taken away. Cassie Rainer Bernard, from a school shooting in Ohio in 2003. She has something to live for. Taken away from her because she believed in God. There's no reason for this to be happening. There's no reason. Gun violence, this is it right here. This is crossing the line with gun violence. So something has to be done. Something has to be done about gun violence. Something has to be about violence in general. because there's no reason for it. This world is filled with so much hate for many different reasons. There's no reason to hate. If everybody just loved each other, like Eric said, this world would be such a much better place. More peaceful, more loving. It would be just, everything would be better. That's all I gotta say on it.
With that, we'll give a moment of silence. All right, then. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. Thank you again, everyone, for listening, and hope everybody is listening to the show and giving our hearts and prayers to the victims and to their families. And for the next topic, we are actually going to have a debate. But surprisingly enough, it's not going to be between me and SCU, unfortunately.
Not now.
Not now.
Our appointment's set for later. Don't be late.
Yeah. We are actually going to have a floor battle between the Squid and SCU. So I'm going to be the moderator. And, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. For once, I don't have to fight with this old man. SCU is very mad because the Cavs won the last game in the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. He's mad because he says that the Warriors have no reason to have lost that game and to have missed the chance to win their second championship title. Eric, on the other hand, however, says that because of Draymond Green, it makes sense that the Warriors would have lost, especially with the Cavs defense. So I'm going to give this floor to Eric first because, Steven, you haven't been here for quite a while. So I've taken upon Squiddy to be my, my actual co-host. So, Squiddy, you have the floor.
Okay. To catch everybody up briefly in this situation, Game 4, LeBron and Draymond Green, they get into it. Hands wander during certain places of violation of bro code. Things happen. LeBron wound up getting a technical foul, which is fair. And Draymond Green, after review, got a flagrant foul, which was his fourth of the playoffs, which made he was suspended for Game 5. So he had the privilege of watching the game from right next door at Oakland Coliseum. Now, because of this, Draymond Green was kind of the Warriors' equivalent of their big man, of their center. Because let's face it, Andrew Bogut really hasn't been effective throughout these playoffs. And we know the Draymond Green capability, especially when he keeps a cool head, to get a triple-double. But because he is more focused in that position, he gets a lot of plays at the low post, not to mention can help facilitate the Splash Brothers on the outside. But this means that when Andre Iguodala comes in the game, he is the one that gets to guard LeBron. Using that size, they battle, and Iguodala gives LeBron fits. Not going into too many statistics, LeBron is a much worse shooter. He can't get off too many passes. He's very ineffective. I will throw one stat out. The difference is, I believe, 15% in field goal percentage. Well, Draymond Green's gone. So now Iguodala has to come in and kind of take Draymond's place as more the bigger guy. Which meant that in a lot of times, especially in the second half, Steph Curry was matched up directly against LeBron James. Let's face it, Steph Curry is one of the tallest or most athletic, size-wise players in the league, so that created a mismatch. Now, that opened up things in the first half. Everybody was making shots. Kyrie Irving had a lot of contributions. He had 25. LeBron had a monster first half, and the game was tied at 61. Now, normally in the third quarter, as we've seen, even going back to Oklahoma City, that's when Golden State makes their runs. But with fewer facilitators and an even smaller lineup in some cases, and a more prototypical lineup with someone like Bogut in and with Leandro Barbosa, That created problems because that fed into the Cavaliers' typical style. Love coming in off the bench, Richard Jefferson starting, LeBron, Shumpert. The Cavaliers played bigger. They were more aggressive, especially in the half court. Got a lot of steals, easier shots, more wide open shots, and they blew open the game in the third quarter because for once, Golden State, as they've had moments of doing throughout the last few series, got cold. Cleveland took advantage, blew open in the third quarter, got the lead to 15, held on in the fourth quarter to force a Game 6. As much as I'm not fond of Draymond Green, I admit he is a key player. And that kind of cost him.
I can just hear SCU's rants in my head right now. So I'm going to give the floor to you, old man.
Okay. So let's think of it this way. Last season, we're in the same situation here, Eric. Game 6 in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green, he's not the player he is now. I'll give him that. In comes Andre Iguodala. His first start of the season. And this dude wins NBA Finals MVP. That's just ridiculous. But that's not the point being. The Golden State Warriors playing at the Q Arena in Cleveland, clinching the title there. If you were listening and you've ever played NBA 2K16, you know how Blacktop works.
Mm-hmm.
It's as quiet. So quiet you can hear a pin drop.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing. Last year there was nothing distracting the Warriors from winning Game 6 to win the title last season. There's no crowd noise or anything. This year they're up 3-1 the series. They're at the Oracle. They close it out. They have the crowd on their side to distract the Cavs. They have Curry. Yeah, Draymond Green suspended. They have Curry, the best three-point shooter in NBA history. They have Klay Thompson, his splash brother. Harrison Barnes, MVP Iguodala. There is absolutely no reason, and Klay Thompson said the same thing, there was no reason for them to blow Game 5 like that, especially at the Oracle, one of the loudest stadiums in sports. There was no reason, and not only that, the Warriors lost at the Oracle in a game where Kevin Love scored 2 points. 2 points in 33 seconds. 2 points. Not 33 seconds. 33 minutes.
Do you know why he only scored 2 points? Well, first of all, do you know why, even with 33 minutes, how he was coming off the bench? Jefferson was a difference maker. Do you know, you talk about, okay, Kevin Love scored 2. How many did Kyrie Irving score?
Yes, Kyrie Irving and LeBron James had a monster game. But the Warriors have a whole team that could just dominate anybody that felt like it. They should have done it last night. They have another Larry O'Brien trophy in their hands tonight. But they didn't.
Okay, you say they dominate. Then who were the first teammates ever to each have 40 points in an NBA Finals game? Was it Steph Curry and Klay Thompson?
But what team?
No, it wasn't.
What team won 73 games? It sure hell was LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. It sure as hell wasn't them winning 73 games. It was the Splash Brothers, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala. The list goes on.
Okay, they've won 73. Name the non-Celtics that have gone to 6 straight NBA Finals. LeBron, James Jones. That's it. And I'm telling you right now, you even have to admit, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, yes, they're great shooters. Do you realize, and I'll even go back to Game 4, Golden State became the first team to make more threes than twos in an NBA Finals game? Do you know why that is? They are so much of a perimeter team, You rely on the three-point shot when you're hot, when you're decent, great. But guess what? You're going to get into slumps. You're going to get cold. And if you're a cold shooting team, at any point, you have to have some sort of defense to try to equalize. Otherwise, the other team's defense will capitalize. I didn't see Golden State's hustle in the third quarter. I saw Cleveland's hustle, diving for the loose balls, making plays under the post, getting blocks, turnover after turnover after turnover. You gotta hold the ball if you're going to shoot it. I mean, granted, I've never played basketball really organized much in my life outside of gym class, but I do remember that's one of the schools.
Gym class. Oh my god, a joke came up in my mind.
Anyway, so you were saying, the Warriors shot more threes and twos and made more threes and twos in Game 4 in Cleveland to win the game, take the 3-1 series lead. Where is a team most and this goes for any sport? Where is a team more hot? Where do they play better? At home. So there is
no. That doesn't really matter if you're a good team. I'll even go back referencing hockey. The LA Kings, they had more wins when they won the Stanley Cup in 2012. They were better on the road, and that helped them clinch series on home ice. That's how they managed to win the Cup as an 8 seed. That's never happened. So if you're a good team, you can play in whatever building, and you can still win. And you talk about at home, compare this 73-win team to the 95-96 Bulls, whose record they beat. They had even more road wins than those Bulls. So they did just as well. So in the end, what does the home cooking matter if you're supposed to be that good?
Now, I'll go back to what I said earlier. The home crowd at the Oracle is one of the loudest in sports.
They weren't loud. They weren't that loud in Game 5.
They should have.
Any visiting team can come and shut them right up. I've seen that happen. They were pretty much out of it by the time those final horns started to sound.
We're not done here. We're not here. I'm going with what Klay Thompson said after the game. No excuse.
Yeah,
that's like saying the Patriots can't do good because Tom Brady's out. Hello, 2008, 11-5, missed the playoffs because the Dolphins won the AFC East. Tom Brady tore his ACL.
Thank you very much. That just proves my point.
How does that prove your point? I'm saying that you can't blame one player for your failure. Like the Patriots were successful without Tom Brady. The Warriors should have been successful without Draymond Green.
Hey, sometimes things break a certain way. I mean, honestly, look at Matt Castle, that system when he went 11-5 in the Patriots, and look at what he did elsewhere. Not everything is as plug and play as you think.
Hey. Matt Castle was on his way to being the Chiefs franchise quarterback. I don't know what happened in Kansas City, but then he did well in Minnesota.
I know exactly what happened in Kansas City. He went 2-14. That's how he wound up as a backup in Minnesota. I mean, come on. He backed up Josh Freeman.
He was not a backup in Minnesota. He started. He broke his foot week 3 against New Orleans. And then here comes Teddy Bridgewater leading them to the playoffs. I think he led them to the playoffs.
Mew.
Point being, no freaking excuse for the Warriors to blow it.
Mew!
The series is going 7. That's it right there.
Mew. Okay. All right. I suck as a moderator. No, you know what? All right. Not gonna even go there. I still have my rant. You know what? It's my turn. Enough with you debating, man. Because I'm just stuck here. Like, what? You know how I feel about LeBron.
Yes.
I unfortunately I would have to side with Steven that I see no excuse.
Woo!
But anyways, but closing that discussion out because, I mean, you two. There's something that actually is very special happening today. It's the E3 conference. Woo! No? Oh, wait, I forgot. We don't have a gamer here. The only gamer is me. Anyways, Eric, you don't count too much because, I mean, come on. You grew up, unfortunately.
No, I can't really argue.
Exactly. But what does your favorite Mew find so special about the E3 conference rather? There's a couple of things. Final Fantasy, all right. I think we might get to see a Final Fantasy 7 demo over there, but if not, it's one of the new one of the new games that are coming out. I think it's Final Fantasy 16 or 15. 16 or 15. The Roman numerals got me messed up. Kingdom Hearts, yes! Aqua! We get to see what finally happens with Aqua as she disappears into the darkness. And on top of that, Pokemon! Yay! And for the old man, Crash Bandicoot.
I saw that. I was so happy to say I saw the remaster in Crash Bandicoot.
Yes.
The best game you ever played in your life, right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyways, so because I need a gamer on board, we're going to actually have Sean, who's the director of the W2M network, to come and join us. Sean, are you there?
Yep.
Yay! Everybody meets Sean.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to properly introduce Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, but your last name is Garner, right?
Garmer.
Okay, close enough. Sean Garmer, we want to thank him. He's the founder of the W2M network, and he's allowed us here at SCU and Saki to join his radio network to help us out a little bit. And he's also one of my colleagues. Him and I both write for Last Word on Sports Incorporation. Go ahead, Saki.
Yeah.
Right. So, Sean, I want to first begin with, because I know that you did a couple of podcasts before this show, this live stream you're joining us today. What exactly were you guys looking forward to for the E3, and what are your expectations?
Well, I mean, now that E3's actually started, I mean, you had the Nintendo stuff this morning, like watching the Zelda stuff was really cool. And Pokemon
Do you have high hopes for this Zelda game, or do you think it's just going to be another sequel that Nintendo's trying to get out of, like trying to get as much money out of it as possible?
No, I think with it being on the NX, they're really hoping for that thing to... It's probably going to be a launch game, and they're hoping for that to be one of the system sellers. That thing's going to do well. It's basically Skyrim Zelda. I mean, I don't know how you can go wrong with that.
Yeah. Can I ask, actually, for the viewers out there who don't know what exactly we're talking about, can you tell us what the Nintendo NX is?
I can't tell you what the NX is because Nintendo won't tell you what the NX is.
Ah, nice answer. Supposedly, because there was rumors, if I'm not mistaken, and Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was hearing that Nintendo was actually taking out the Wii U in favor of putting the Nintendo NX on the market. So I believe that they're stopping the manufacturing of the Wii U. Were those rumors confirmed? Do you know if those rumors were confirmed or not?
Well, if you're going to come out with a new system, eventually the old system's going to stop being produced. So in 2018, they'll stop producing that system. If they're not going to have it be the next Wii U and it's going to be another, whatever this is going to be, whether it's going to be a set-top box and a portable in your hand or whatever it's going to be,
right.
You won't play the Wii U anymore.
Got it. So, are you a Pokemon fan by any chance?
Yep. I'm actually playing Pokemon Yellow on my 3DS, new 3DS.
Awesome. I was actually playing Pokemon Y because I'm trying to get a Sylveon. And have you decided already what your starter Pokemon's going to be? Because I've already decided. I'm set on Litten.
I might be one of the only people in the world that want the Poplio, but I'm
really?
a big fan of Poplio.
What's interesting is that I follow this comic book. Her name is Tashi. She writes Bittersweet Candy Bowl. And she was saying how she was really disappointed in Oshawott Final Evolution. And the only thing that made up for Greninja was the actual Final Evolution, which was Greninja. I believe his name was Froggy or something like that. But that was the only thing that made up for actually evolving and choosing the water type Pokemon from Pokemon Y. So do you have high expectations for Poplio? Because I've been hearing that what he seems to be coming out as his Final Evolution is not something people are liking.
Yeah, it seems like the other two are the bigger ones. I just kind of like him because he's cool, and I've always been kind of partial to the water types. So.
To the water types. So I know. Do you play Kingdom Hearts by any chance?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, yes! So obviously you saw the trailer when it first came out, right? The E3
right.
trailer. Who do you think? Because I'm using my AP English lit skills, and I'm saying that that's not Terra. That's actually Master Ericus.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that because there's some of these. I have all the HC Remix games and everything. I haven't played through all of them yet, so.
You haven't played Birth by Sleep yet?
No, that's the only one I haven't played. I've played all the other ones.
Oh my gosh, you are missing out on so much. Well, for those of you who don't know, I say that it is not Terra, but Master Ericus that we see when Aqua turns her back after she hears her name. I do know for a fact, though, that must be Terra when the white guy, the white hair guy, he summons his Keyblade and he's like, enough, or something like that. And Mickey's like, is that? I think that is Terra in still his dark form, and he has yet to release himself from it. But that's actually me on my personal opinion. And obviously, since you know about Kingdom Hearts, are you looking forward to the new Final Fantasy VII remake?
Yeah, I'm a big Final Fantasy guy in general. I mean, 9 is my favorite, but 7, is one of those, if you grew up at all during the 90s, that was your game. And yeah, the remake looks awesome just from what they've shown.
I definitely think that's pretty cool. Honestly, those were the games that I was looking forward to the most. I'm also looking to see what the new stuff they're coming out in console-wise, Nintendo's coming out and things like that. I believe Sony said that they were coming out with a new PlayStation, but that they weren't going to unveil it at E3. Do you know anything about that? Any news on that end?
Well, Microsoft showed both of theirs, and
nice.
Sony confirmed it. It's a little bit not as powerful as the Scorpio that they showed there at the end of their conference, but it's still supposed to be pretty powerful. We don't know yet if it's going to start a new console cycle or it's going to be just updating so you can have an upgraded version of it.
Right.
They're kind of being tight-lipped about it because they don't want to piss off a lot of people that already have PS4s and Xbox Ones right now.
Yeah, because those PS4s are like really, really expensive. And honestly, my plan on getting the PS4 is really for Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm really hoping that comes out.
No 15? Not interested in the 15?
The thing is that after Final Fantasy 13, because that's as far as I was able to get. Final Fantasy 14, the multiplayer one, kind of disappointed me, even though it was a really beautiful game. It was beautiful, but it really disappointed me. Plus, on top of that, I was kind of done with Final Fantasy 13, and I feel like they're really stretching the whole series in itself. Just the constant, more numbers adding to the whole series and whatnot. I am, however, interested in seeing where they're planning to go, because they're saying that this game is going to be huge. It's going to be something supposedly that every Final Fantasy fan has never seen before. So that's promises that they haven't made since they made Final Fantasy X, and that was with voice acting when they first introduced the concept. Remember that Final Fantasy 13 and 13.1 did not really please the fans a lot, especially when it came to the battle systems and the graphics. People expected a lot more. At least I know I did. It was only with Final Fantasy 13.3 Lightning Returns that we actually got to see what we wanted from the game in the first place, which was free roaming, really not that whole system where you were only focusing on one character and things like that. Like, you really had a nice fluid motion with the battle system. So, yeah, that was a little disappointment in itself. But anywho, thank you again for joining us on this E3 conference. I really appreciate it, because these two know nothing about it.
Hey, I lost interest when the booth babes started going away, and I am proud to admit that.
Thank you again, Sean.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
So for those of you who are actually kind of curious as to what I'm drawing as I was talking with Sean and starting this whole stream, we are actually drawing SCU.
Yes, and according to Saki over here, I am very difficult. I'm pretty sure she means I'm difficult to draw.
Yes, you are. You are. You're very difficult to draw, but I actually think it's coming out pretty cute. I already got kind of what you're doing. You have a little soccer ball on the bottom of your feet, and you have a red ball on your hand, and I'm actually going to do your... I know that laugh, Eric! I'm not even going to ask what dirty joke you're thinking of right now. I'm not even asking that question. Which, by the way, everyone, I have actually started playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Eric, do you wanna? By the way, Five Nights at Freddy's is a dare, because SCU over here wanted me to do the game. I, on the other hand, am a really big scaredy cat, and therefore am scared of the game entirely. So, with that being said, I decided to do it. Now, mind you, he's supposed to be joining me in every of the videos, but he hasn't. And I've done all the scaring by myself.
I've never heard your voice get so high-pitched for so long of a time.
Eric, okay, has gone in and watched the videos. So I want you, Eric, to tell them what exactly goes on with me on that end.
Well, first of all, I have to say I had never heard of this game before. And
Really?
Really? I was just like, oh, well, this is interesting. Because I'm like, well, with horror games and stuff, and I had known Saki from your videos with Fran Bow, which was kind of freaky in of itself. I was thinking, alright, this could get weird. But as everything plots out, where basically you're a night watchman it's like, almost like this, I would personally say, especially with the costumes and everything, almost like a dark, twisted Chuck E. Cheese, especially at night.
Yeah.
And you have to keep an eye, because a lot of the animatronic characters can come to life, and basically want to take you out and stuff you and turn you into another character, stuff you into a suit. Now, poor Saki. As you can see, I won't take away too much of anything, because I want you to, if you're on her channel, when the stream is done, go check out those videos. If you're listening on SoundCloud, go over to her YouTube, check out those videos. If you're at work and you're having a terrible day, it is a very good pick-me-up. Hashtag Schadenfreude.
Oh my gosh. So basically, Five Nights at Freddy's is that you are the security guard and you're looking through cameras. But at the same time, these about 4 or 5 different animatronics are after your butt. I have yet to reach the 6th animatronic. That's if there's not 5. If there's 4, then it would be 5. But right now in my mind, there's 6. That there's 6 animatronics trying to get to you, and the thing is that there's this whole story behind it, but you don't focus on the story like the first time you play it, because you have animatronics on your butt. Alright? No, it's horrible. It's horrible. I made it to night 4, and I was in the process of uploading it until, it bugged out on me pretty much. Because of the E3 trailer pretty much E3 conference pretty much covering it, covering up or making the servers explode with madness, But
hashtag breaking the internet.
Exactly, it's breaking the internet, which is horrible. But I have never met a game that has made me sit here and just jump from my chair.
You mean you didn't enjoy talking like this?
No,
you
try dealing with those nightmares, and then we'll talk. Okay, all right. That game is not something that you should be messing with. Only the very few that can mess with this game can be able to play with it. And SCU, I hate you.
She doesn't mean that.
Oh.
Hey, even if she does, I owe you a drink. I'm just saying.
Why do you say that? What drink do you owe him except that he's causing my misery?
Did we not have a discussion about how much of a fan I am of Schadenfreude? Have we not been talking about that the past couple of days?
Yeah, that's why. You like seeing me in my misery.
Not just you, anybody.
SCU, have you seen the videos?
Of course I have. God, they scared me too. I mean, I was the one that told you about this game. And I told you, if you want to be scared, you'll play this game. And watching you play, like the light go on and bam, the face in front of you, it scared me. Again.
My illustrator's not working. Look at what you did, SCU.
Oh my god, gameplay.
Yes, you messed up my illustrator.
Hey, now my negotiations last week failed, so SCU, you're on your own this time, man.
And you know what the problem is? You know what the problem is? Is that I don't think it's saved. So, yay me. I'm going to find this. Hopefully I can find it. What is the next topic, Vlad, before I murder SCU?
Well, before you kill, I think we should go to commercial before you kill me.
Well, let me see. Well, I'm going to check if the drawing is still up. If the drawing's not up, then I'm just going to play commercial, and then when we come back, we'll go back. But, oh my God, no.
Alright, so Saki's going to go ahead and look at her illustrator, see if I screwed it up or not.
You did! You did!
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. You always do something.
Oh, man.
May I just make a brief interjection here?
Okay,
please do.
Please recover. No, wait.
Chile is up against Panama. Panama just scored 3-2 in the 75th minute. Chile with the lead.
It's an exciting finish in the world of Copa America, ladies and gentlemen.
You're so lucky that this recovered very nicely. You're so lucky. All right. When we come back, we will talk about the Copa America because Eric is dying to talk about that.
That's right.
I'm dying to talk about this for about a week and a half. Of course I am.
All right, you're listening to SCU and Saki.
Hi guys, this is Dylan the Kid Goldman. I am the host of One on One with Clint Starling, which airs every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen in live as we discuss all the latest hot topics in the sports world, only on Real Talk Miami Radio.
Hey everyone, this is Bobby Melendez, and I am one of the hosts of Real Talk Miami Live with Alex Atiachiska. Listen in every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, as I outsmart Alex in sports and life knowledge. Only on Real Talk Miami Radio.
What's going on out there, sports fans? It's your boy Mike Knox, and indeed, I spell my name with 3 X's, because like the SCU and Saki show, I am hardcore. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Mike Knox, and make sure you tuned in every single day to the Soul and Sports on Fox Sports Radio 1340 WHAP Hopewell.
Hello, it's me.
No, it's not Adele. It's Alex Tiachiska. I'm half of the dynamic duo of Real Talk Miami Live with Bobby Melendez. I'm the Cuban guy with a Middle Eastern last name. Bobby's a gringo with a Hispanic last name. And we don't really like each other. Listen in every Wednesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Only on Real Talk Miami Radio.
This is Tyler Spence, host of Sports Midweek Madness on the ATG Radio Network on blogtalkradio.com. You can catch me and my co-host Brad Miller every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern to break down the latest in sports. We cover it all from the NFL to the NBA to the MLB to the NHL and everything with college sports. You can go ahead and give us a call anytime and ask us any question you want on the air. Once again, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern.
High school sports and hip-hop, we must be talking about the Ricardo Report at Fox Sports, 1340 AM. We are the official voice of high school sports in the DMV. Every week we have the top interviews, cover the best games, and highlight some of the greatest athletes in the nation. I'm talking about Savages. Can't nobody else say that, man. Miss Monet Anderson gives you the dish on everything you need to know. Josh JVE Laurie is our official University of Maryland aficionado, and nobody covers the streets like our main man D. I'm talking about WCAC insider Darrell Balknight. As for me, I think they just keep me around because my voice sounds cool. Check out our podcast every Thursday at Fox Sports 1340 AM, foxsports1340am.com, and of course, follow it all on Twitter at Ricardo Report to hear what you may have missed. Thank you all for being who you are, because without you, we would be nothing. The Ricardo Report at Fox Sports 1340 AM. I'm your host, Chad Ricardo, and I approve this message.
Our producers want us to do a commercial. What the hell are you singing, man? What are you singing? Well, do it. So here we go. You know what happens every Monday, right? No? Oh, well, if you don't, you better tune in to Final Say every Monday from 10 to 11 with Lexi, myself, Ralph, and Willie on Real Talk Miami Radio. Drop everything else. Set your calendar, your daily planner, alarms, and even your life alert if you have one. Tune in.
Sweet Jesus.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we just got a drink of water, got a drink of wine on one end, we got a drink of Pepsi on the other.
Yeah, you already know.
Why do you have to open your mouth? Like, I just want to slap you every time you open your mouth.
God, we're
so hostile.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for. Hostile tonight. Saki is very hostile tonight.
I'm quite hostile. We're going to talk about the Copa America, and then afterwards, I'm going to rant on SCU.
Okay,
right.
So Squids, take us away with Copa America.
Yes. La Copa America Centenario. The tournament that, thanks to FIFA corruption, probably wasn't supposed to happen. But now it has. There's been controversy right out of the gate, especially for the poor Uruguayans. First, their national anthem is messed up. Then they lose a horrible match in front of a very, very pro-Mexican crowd, to the point to where about 5 or 6 players get into the referee's face. Then after they lose again, they have a horrendous crash out of the tournament in the group stage. All the while the head of their FA, who was originally in favor of the tournament, has come out and said that holding it in the United States was a total mistake, and that it was set up for Mexico to win. Now, that aside, there's been good football, surprising football, Venezuela, at one point leading the group, the only South American nation not to qualify for the World Cup, has relied on such terrific defense to get them to the quarterfinals. And, in part, you have the red, white, and blue of the U.S. themselves. Now I'm going to be the first to admit, when I saw the draw, I had it play out like this. Losing to Colombia, beating Costa Rica, getting a draw against Paraguay, and going through to the quarterfinals as group runner-up based on goal difference. Well, I had 2 out of the 3 right. Despite DeAndre Yedlin getting 2 yellow cards in less than about 3 minutes in the second half, the U.S. buckled down, playing almost the entire second half a man short, pulling off, in my mind, something of an upset 1-0 win against Paraguay to win the group. And now, thanks to not only Costa Rica beating Colombia, but on near the 30th anniversary, Diego Maradona, the hand of God in the 86 World Cup, in his famous match against the English, Peru, thanks to a horrible mistake by the referee, got the lone goal against Brazil. Brazil, for the first time in Copa America history, now you're going back to 1916, Brazil and Uruguay are both done in the group stage. Peru survives, advances, so the U.S. won't even have to worry about Brazil whatsoever in the tournament. Now the question is, can we beat Ecuador? And do we get the fortune of possibly avoiding Argentina in the semis? So for all of the people getting carried off on stretchers, for all the complaints about the hard turf, for all of the gaffes surrounding the Chilean national anthem, this has been one hell of a tournament. And as it stands right now, Chile is on course to win. They are holding on to a 3-2 lead in the final 10 minutes.
What I'm most surprised about with this Copa America thing, the U.S. men's national team, and as far as I'm concerned, they're not one of the best teams in the world when it comes to playing soccer. They're in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I think of this, and I know this, and I'm just like, is this the same U.S. men's national team we knew that lost to Jamaica last summer in another tournament? Like, what is going on here? What changed with the U.S. men's national team? I'm so shocked that they're in the quarterfinals of a tournament.
Well, remember, there are ebbs and flows. Nobody expected us to get to the final of the Confederations Cup in 2009, but what happened? We got the result. We ended Spain's 35-match unbeaten streak, and we actually had a 2-0 lead on Brazil when they were still one of the top-ranked teams on the planet before losing. And I have to give Jurgen Klinsmann credit. As the manager of the national team, he knows what he's doing. He's got great players, letting Dempsey up top, giving Bradley the captaincy, relying on a lot of young speed and DeAndre Yedlin on defense, having great subs in the midfield like Kyle Beckerman and Graham Susi. He's really trying to fight for his job now that he's going in his second World Cup cycle. Now keep in mind, in Brazil, we were maybe a goal away, losing in extra time to Belgium, for making the quarterfinals of that tournament for the first time since 2002. So while, yes, we're not the team that was all the way up to 5th in the FIFA rankings, we're somewhere in the 30s, we're getting some more talent, both domestically and spreading it around internationally, and we're primed to make some noise.
So we're playing Ecuador Thursday. You're the soccer nut, so you probably know more about the Ecuadorian national team than I will ever. How do you see this game playing out on Thursday?
Well, the problem is we're going to be missing Yedlin. Because of his 2 yellow cards and being sent off, he's going to be suspended for this quarterfinal. So we're going to have to adjust our defensive tactics, and probably bring back one, maybe two holding midfielders to try to equalize. But the benefit is, and what people don't realize, with Ecuador, their national stadium is in Quito. That's at altitude. They're a much weaker team when they're playing at sea level. So that's something to keep in mind. We're going to win this game like we did against Panama on defense. Ecuador, while they have a couple of talented strikers and they're very good at the counterattack, if we can stay more compact and then break Clint Dempsey loose, and I wouldn't even be surprised if Graham Susi finds a way into the starting lineup with his performances as a substitute. If they can get that connection down the center of the field and create a goal, next thing you know, we could be on to the semis. Very realistic possibility.
And as far as the semis go, you should know, I have a terrible memory. When we were off air, you were telling me there are two teams that we could possibly play in the semifinals if we beat Ecuador on Thursday. What were those two teams?
Argentina and Venezuela. And that's the problem. Lionel Messi does not need to start a match to score a hat trick. He coming off a bit of an injury. He came off of the bench in their most recent group game. He was on the field for barely 10 minutes before he found the back of the net. That's what worries me. I've seen him all too often at Barcelona. I saw him and David Villa, Mascherano and Angel Di Maria, and they are very dangerous, especially on the left-hand side. Plus, Lionel Messi's trying to do something he's never done before, and that's win a Copa America. In fact, the Albiceleste haven't won a Copa America since '93. They're trying to change that. He wants to change that, so we have to pray for another Venezuelan upset if we want to have a realistic shot at a title.
So I guess your final take on this whole thing is we're not winning Copa America this year. U.S. men's national team.
If we run into the buzzsaw that is Argentina, thanks to Brazil being out of the tournament, we can get third place. But that in any Copa America, because remember, this was and normally is almost an entirely South American tournament. Third place in a situation like this, especially after the disaster that we've had at the Gold Cups before, I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, granted, if we want to meeting Mexico in that third place match, that's another story entirely.
Question, Steven. Question.
Shoot.
What color is hazel for eyes?
Oh, it's sort of like a brown.
Can we say a lightish brown? Or can we say
No, it's more light than it is dark.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So as you all...
I'm already on your eye.
Cool. So as you all know, Saki is drawing me tonight. Saki, can I go ahead and say what we're doing next week? Or is that supposed to be a surprise?
That's supposed to be a surprise.
Okay, we won't tell you what we're doing next week, but just know this week we are drawing me because I am awesome. And these two have missed me for the past 2 weeks. But I will be back every Tuesday night with my co-hosts as I finally talked to my bosses and I finally got my Tuesday nights off. So we're good to go.
What color is your hair?
It's a brown.
Like how brown?
Ooh.
You just put dark brown.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And Alexis Sanchez has scored again. Chile up 4-2.
Well, I guess we could call that game then.
From the looks of things. So that means Chile booked the last quarterfinal spot.
And this is completely, I don't want to say irrelevant, because I love women, and I love the women's movement. The Minnesota Lynx improved to 11-0 this season, the best start in history of the WNBA. Congratulations to Maya Moore and the Minnesota Lynx. I think she played. I'm pretty sure she plays for the Lynx.
Yeah, aren't they the defending champions?
Yeah, I think they're like 3-time defending champions or something.
Your favorite number, Steven, is what? 77?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
77? Interesting.
This is interesting. From 1 to 10, it's 7. Think about why that is. The only number with 2 syllables in it. From 1 to 10, the only number with 2 syllables in it is 7. So if you go from 11 to 20, favorite number, 17. The only number with 3 syllables in it. Well, 11, but that's a different story for a different time. Point being, I love the number 7.
Huh. Alrighty then. Something I didn't know.
Just a random thought.
Interesting.
What if I made your glasses look... Oh, okay, I think I can do this. You're going to have those fancy glasses.
And it is official. Chile.
Is it time for therapy?
Yes. Because, well,
is it?
Well, it is because I'll save the Euro talk for later. Before Saki sits on the couch, it is official. Chile advances 4-2. They get to come from behind win. Okay, dear sweet Saki, how are you feeling today?
Angry, doctor. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling angry, and I'm feeling sad, and you know what? Don't be surprised if I start crying.
This is a lot of negative emotions.
It is so negative, doctor.
What is the reason for this? I sense it from you. What is wrong?
He's standing right over there. His name is Steven.
What does this Steven do to you? He seems like a decent person.
He's not. He turned off my notifications.
Oh my god.
Doctor, he turned off my notifications. And he didn't see my videos.
Now, I realize these videos, they are important to you in establishing your internet identity. However...
They are my passion. They are my dream. He crushes my dream, doctor.
Is this just him crushing your dreams? Or is this just a representation and manifestation of something deeper in your mind?
He's a crusher of dreams, doctor. Doctor, he's worse than Freddy Krueger. He kills me every time. He turned off my notifications. Let me regroup myself. I despise him, doctor. I do hope that my connection did not just mess up anything. Hello?
Yeah, you're still here.
Where's Eric, though? What happened?
Oh no, we lost Eric. Yeah, we lost Eric.
Oh my god, my acting really went there. Oh wow. I'm still mad at you, but oh wow.
God.
Oh wow. Eric, come back to us. Wait, come back. Come back. Let me see what's up here. Let me see what's... Where did he go? Where did he go? Oh my god.
We lost our squid.
We lost the doctor. Oh my god. Right when I needed the doctor. Doctor Who. Have you ever watched Doctor Who, Steven?
No,
of course not, because you're terrible. You're a terrible human being.
Wow. You were so hostile tonight.
I am being hostile tonight. I feel very hostile towards you. You're the center of my anger. You haven't been here for quite a while. See, Sean knows what we're talking about. Sean knows how awesome Doctor Who is. But oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love this, Steven. I know you are.
I can't wait to see it.
You are going to just love how cute this is. This is you on so many levels, like legit. All right, let me.
So I just want to remind everybody, whether you're listening on YouTube, the W2M Network. I know Sean has this hooked up to his Stitcher account. I think that's what it's called.
Spreaker?
No, Stitcher. We are on Spreaker. That's how we are on the W2M Network. We're on Stitcher. We will be on his iTunes, our iTunes, SoundCloud. I just want to thank you all for listening.
We had 5 listeners.
So far, so good. So good.
Thank you, 5 people. You're awesome. Well, we're waiting for our squid to get back, which I hope he's coming back, because, like...
I do want to do a little promotion, because I like promoting myself. I know. Well, Saki, of course, I will promote you too, because...
Really?
Folks, I won't go too much into it, but Saki's upset with me because I don't watch her videos, which I do. I told her I did. Like, we just talked... Earlier, we talked about Five Nights at Freddy's. And how her video scared me. Like, I told her about the game and how it scared me. And then I watched her play and it scared me again. So, and I watched Frambo. I admitted I watched the first video and I was like, oh my god, what am I watching? You want to see some dark stuff, people? Go watch those videos. That's some dark stuff. Very dark stuff. Isn't that dark, Saki?
It's quite dark. It's actually about a 10-year-old child that who lost her parents in a horrific murder, and ended up.
Damn, my computer crashed on me in the middle of a session.
Doctor, you're back. Yes, thank you, Doctor. Thank you. You're like the original Who, always coming back from the beyond.
This means I must give discounts. I cannot steal insurance. Now, where were we? You were talking about the Steven crushing your dreams.
Yes, every time. But I believe he was trying to make up for it. So I'm...
Yes. I watched Frambo. And after the girl found her parents get murdered, she legit cried bloody tears. And I was like, what is going on? And it was like a sign of the apocalypse or something.
Why is this like this? Oh, that's probably why. Alright, I'm gonna need to bring that up.
But anyway, that's what I was saying. I want to do some promotion for some stuff I'm working on right now. Follow my website on Twitter at inside_arena, because we got some good stuff coming. I won't go into detail because Eric knows what I'm talking about. Like, next April, just watch out. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. Check out the Football 5 premiering September 7th. That's a Saturday at 6 p.m. We'll be on SoundCloud. And every episode, we will have episodes every Sunday, every Tuesday, Thursday, and every Monday during the football season. NFL season, I should say. So, you want to check that out, all you NFL fans out there.
Yeah, so prepare to hear a lot more, especially during those glorious 5 months.
Yes. I cannot wait for NFL season to begin.
What is your favorite color, Steven?
Red.
I'm putting your shirt as pink.
Funny, that's the same shirt I'm wearing, too. I'm wearing my pink.
I know. That's why I did it.
Are you stalking me now? You know what shirt I'm wearing?
I know exactly what you're wearing.
Now, Steven, remember, this is means of retaliation. She's getting peace of mind. She's projecting negative emotions. And she's what's crusher of dreams.
He is a crusher of dreams. I'm actually going to make your skin color a little bit darker, since I think you would do better with some of that. Need some tan.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Put you there. Let's put you. I'm almost done, by the way, which I'm pretty happy with. I'm glad. Okay. Let me switch this. Oh my god, no. I need this black. Okay, cool. And then I need your head. So continue with your promotions. I know you're doing this new show with Dylan.
Yes, I am.
Trader.
I know, Saki, you said it last week on the show when I was off. I listened to the final 40 minutes of the show. I didn't call in because working late nights is not fun. But I will be joining one-on-one with Dylan Goldman. Now, Real Talk Miami said they're going to start their shows back up next Saturday. Unfortunately, I have obligations. Dylan has obligations. So you probably heard Bobby and Alex, the founders of Real Talk Miami, fill in for us next week. July 2nd, though. Watch out, because here I come. I'm not sure if Dylan will be on, but watch out, because here I come. I'll be there. July 2nd, 8 o'clock p.m., Real Talk Miami Radio. Someone is going to be joining me. Would it be Dylan or somebody else? We're going to find out. But you'll definitely want to check that out. And always remember to subscribe to Saki's YouTube, Saki Sakura.
He's really making it up.
Yeah, I am?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. See, I do good stuff.
Now do you feel better?
No, I'll never feel better. He crushed my dreams entirely.
What? Oh my god.
Then I'll make an appointment for next week.
Of course.
Yeah,
I'm almost done with the color.
We're gonna need one too.
I'm actually turning your shirt red. No, that will stay, and then we'll probably make your pants red.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll make your pants red. There we go. There you go. Oh wait, no. Almost done, people. We're almost done. Yay! Not too bad. I thought it was gonna take forever on this. It's actually surprisingly a lot easier using Illustrator than Photoshop than I thought it was. Faster and easier.
Awesome.
What color shoes do you want?
I wear like these beige shoes usually.
Really?
I don't know. I'm Shoe Carnival. Let me tell you.
Okay. Well, beige shoes actually might work for this.
Shoe Carnival.
Yeah, beige shoes actually work for that, so we're good. No, that's actually that. Nope. There we go.
Saki, you got spared because I was also going to talk the Euros, but I'll save that for next week.
Alright, let me just put this in Photoshop and we will have our finishing product.
Yeah, we didn't get to cover everything we wanted today, but we did have fun on today's show. I'm glad to be back on the show.
On
back
your
with my co-host.
Show? On
yes,
your
my show.
Your show. What about our show?
I'm glad to be back on SCU Saki with my co-host. It's always so fun. It's always fun to come on to your Tuesday nights at 9 to talk sports and pop culture like we've been doing since February.
Ooh.
Oh, great. I got her mad again.
Another therapy session and another commercial in the works.
Well, I think we're near the end of the show anyway because Saki is done with my drawing.
Not yet. I have to add the background and my signature.
Okay. So, Eric, in the initiatory, in the rundown, you had us talking about Mr. Hockey.
Yes.
Now, I have no idea who that is. So why don't you fill us in?
Oh, tisk. I are disappointed. He arguably be one of, if not, and many would consider him the greatest hockey player of all time, Gordie Howe. He recently passed away at the age of 88. Now, I'm going to spout out one interesting statistic. He is the only player to play in 6 different decades.
Wow.
Yes. He spent the majority of his career with the Detroit Red Wings in the era of the original 6. And not many people realize his presence on the ice. He was a big guy in an era where you had a lot of hockey players who were 5'7", 5'8", And if you were 5'10", 200, you were considered big. He was 6'2", 220.
That is big.
Yes. Not just a prolific goal scorer, not just always passing to the open player. He wound up in his career, now just in the NHL, second all-time, 801 goals, 1,860 career points. There are a few players that have come close, but he also spending time after retiring from the Red Wings. He came back in the early 70s to the WHA, which is at the time a building rival league to the NHL. He spent time in the Houston Aeros, which, as he would also say, one of the highlights of his career because he got to play alongside his two sons. Led the Aeros to 2 more championships in the WHA, giving him 6 in his career, came back, and, believe it or not, his last season in the NHL, 1979-80, was Wayne Gretzky's first. So Wayne Gretzky, he's come out, said some wonderful things. They even showed the picture of Gretzky as a little kid, Gordie Howe looking at him, got a hockey stick around his neck. Very cool picture. And he was lucky that he got to not only play alongside him for that season, but Gordie was in the stands right at the arena when Wayne wound up breaking his records. Over 32 professional seasons in the NHL and WHA.
Mew mew.
975 goals, 2,186 career points.
Mew mew.
Out of ish. What?
I'm done.
Oh.
No, keep going. We'll finish the show with the Mr. Hockey.
Yes, and out of anybody who's ever played, only Wayne Gretzky has scored either more goals, adding in his WHA career statistics, and points, totaling over 3,000. After he retired, he was just an incredible ambassador for the game. The NHL loved to have him around. He was always around at hockey, not just the Red Wings, but a team that unfortunately just lost the Stanley Cup final to the Pittsburgh Penguins, the San Jose Sharks. Gordie Howe was the first player ever to wear a San Jose Sharks sweater, as he was part of the promotion for the franchise's induction into the NHL back in the early 90s. Wonderful icon, great man for the game. Fortunately, I regret that I couldn't see him play way before my time, but he will dearly be missed. And unfortunately, with the recent news of the NHL, I would have loved to see him come out in the new Las Vegas jersey, but I'm sure he'll be looking down, smiling all the same. Rest in peace, Mr. Hockey.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the SCU and Saki show. I'm Saki. You guys can follow me at Sakura_Steph309. And as SCU said, you can also subscribe to my channel if you're not watching from the link to Saki Sakura from YouTube. Thank you, everyone. And there's Steven. Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, I'm SCU. You can follow me on Twitter and Fanatic 2. Remember, at inside_arena, at the Football 5. You're not going to want to miss what we have in store for you.
Squiddy.
And finally, I am here, the Squid himself, at Squid Sports Head. He will also, you see me around at inside_arena. You'll see me as part of the Football 5. And I'm already marking this down right now. This week, Copa America. Next week, Euros. There's even more craziness. Hashtag Summer of Soccer.
So until next time.
I'm Saki.
I'm SCU.
I'm the Squid.
We are out of here.
Bye, guys.